Now, I believe you have a video clip that features a rolfer. Can you tell us a little bit about this clip?
Last week I was teaching an advanced class, and we had quite a few of our practitioners, our Aston-Patterning practitioners, in the training with me. And since we had this opportunity to do the video, I asked them if they would talk about different aspects of how Aston-Patterning has helped their work, and would they give something for the listener or the viewer to understand about that. Harvey Rudarian, after 39 years of a full-time practice and study with world-renowned teachers like Ida Rolf, John Upledger, Hugh Milne, Jean-Pierre Barral, and the body dynamic cranial sacral work, why do you refer to your work as Aston-Patterning?
Well, I have absolute gratitude for all of the invaluable treasures of information that I've learned from all of these teachers, and I really consider them, most of them, as dear friends and mentors, and the incredible contribution they've made to my daily practice. The one paradigm that I'm able to look to where I can hold the entire body of knowledge is, in fact, the paradigm of Aston-Patterning, and the concepts and principles which allow me to very seamlessly travel with my hands through all the different aspects of the human body that I have learned contribute to this work that I love to do, which is structural body work. As a child, I was a performing acrobat and a competitive gymnast and a diver. And actually, when you dive in the water a lot, you realize the water's pretty hard. So I had a lot of injuries, all contributed to a life of great disease. In 1970, got Rolfed. In 1971, went to massage school. And by 1973, I was studying with Ida Rolf. And in fact, in my first practitioner class, I spent my first week with Judith Aston. In those days, Judith and Ida were really two pillars of this brand new movement that was, just truly revolutionary, and were part of the germination of what became this entire industry today all over the world. And I became a Rolfer, and after 5 years, my body was in incredible pain from Rolfing. Although the contribution I was making to people was incredible, I didn't think I'd be able to continue to do this work. My wife, meanwhile, had become an Aston-Patterner, which in those days was called, I think, Rolf Aston School of Movement. Judith innovated this extraordinary work that complemented Rolfing, and she encouraged me, please go talk to Judith about how to use your body more ergonomically. Well, I had fellow Rolfers who were also working with Judith, and they were encouraging me, and so I went up and did a 2-week training with Judith, and lo and behold, it had an extraordinary impact on my work. At that time, I was doing 18 to 20 sessions, down to about 12 to 15 because of the pain. And I needed to do more than that if I was going to make a profession out of it. And after that 2 weeks, I was back up to 18, 20, 25. But after about 5 years, and during those next 5 years, actually, my wife was learning bodywork from Judith Aston, who had started to teach bodywork in her new school. And she came home one day and she gave me a session that was so extraordinary. I remember it distinctly, and actually the sense I got was this sense of incredible spatial liberation, tremendous volume, tremendous freedom in the joints of my body. Suddenly something I had not experienced. I realized this was a missing link in my work. So, of course, I wanted to go off and learn the work, but I had to become certified in Aston-Patterning because it turns out this was an advanced training. So in 1983, I went off and I became an Aston-Patterner, and to my delight. The information was just extraordinary. Movement work, ergonomics, massage, myofascial body work. And then eventually in 1985, this extraordinary technique of working through the joints. And we call the joints in our work, we call it the interface between tissue to tissue, the interface between tissue to bone, and of course the interface between bone to bone. But it's this interface where things really get held so often, and we miss that in the myofascial release work. So for me, being an Aston-Patterner includes the possibility of not only doing what I love, which is biomechanical structural body work, but literally quantum consciousness work. After working with Judith a few years with this newfound intelligence in my hands, I was suddenly doing 30 and 35 sessions a week. So For me, that's an hour and a half sessions. So that was 50 to 55 hours of body work a week. Today at 63, I do 25 sessions a week, which is about 40, 45 hours of body work. You know what? That makes a man happy.